If you've seen my previous video, you'll know I love Persona 3, so I was quite excited, though a little worried, when episode Aigis was first announced, especially since I've never played the answer before. I didn't know much about it aside from the fact Madness existed, so I was essentially going in blind. Now that I've finished the DLC, I have some thoughts that I'd like to discuss. This video will contain spoilers for both the base game and the DLC, so you have been warned. Now, like I said, I was a little worried going into episode Aigis, mainly because I found the ending of Persona 3 to be perfect. I didn't think a follow-up was necessary and was tempting fate at all, though after finishing the DLC, I believe my fears were unwarranted. First off, the DLC follows Aigis, the best character in the game, no discussion there, and we're now following her story, and how the ending of the game has affected her and the other members of the cast. I generally felt kinda emotional seeing all the characters again. I think it's interesting seeing how they act after Makoto's death, and how life goes on as usual, but you can tell his death still lingers in the minds of the cast. The plot does move quite fast during the start. It isn't long till we're introduced to the new character Madis, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it that I love Madis in this. She does bad things, but it's obvious she isn't doing it out of malice. The way she cares about her sister is very sweet, and her voice acting is phenomenal. Overall, the voice acting is really good. There were certain times where I felt it was a bit off, but in the grand scheme of things, it's no big deal. The one who really steals the show though is Dawn M. Bennett as Aigis herself. She's great in the base game too, but she really gets a chance to shine here, phenomenally portraying how Aigis is processing her grief.
But I can't fulfill my purpose now. There's nothing I can do anymore. Is there anything left for me to live for? Is there meaning to any of it? If this is what it's like now, then I wish I could just be a simple machine again.
Aigis was already my favorite character, so the fact the DLC is about her really appealed to me. But we do get a lot of good scenes from the others as well. Mainly Yukari, who I know a lot of people wrongly hate because of the answer, and I know they changed some stuff from the original that makes it less intense. But I think Yukari is really good here, and I like how she develops throughout the DLC, as well as how she and Aigis grow closer, then both realizing that they're going through the same thing, and that they can be there for each other. All the other characters are good in their own way. The only character I felt could have used a bit more to work with is Akihiko. He comes off as weirdly mean towards Menace, which is understandable at the start, but as it goes on, it starts to feel like he's just kind of being a dick. They've added hangout events to this version, which are very fun, but not exactly vital to the game. Personally, I wanted to do all of them though. I believe I did, though it's possible I missed one. But it's nice seeing these characters just being able to hang out again. The flashback scenes are also interesting, though I have some problems with a few. Junpei's flashback is a bit on the nose, but I like being able to see more of his past. I thought Mitsuru's was interesting, yet also a bit underwhelming. I feel like it should have been fully animated cutscene, it just looks stiff and awkward with how it's presented. Though it's cool seeing Mitsuru awaken to her persona for the first time, and how her father reacted to it. Ken's flashback is very insightful. It tells us that the Kreiju group was responsible for covering up his mother's death, and that they framed it as an accident. But the cop just does not give a fuck about this child whose mom just died. When Ken tells him what really happens, he even laughs at Ken. Even if what happens is unbelievable, to the average person there's no reason to laugh at a child who's mourning his mom's death. Whatever, I guess it's just a second least corrupt cop. Second because number one is Adachi. Moving on to the gameplay, it continues to be some of my favorite gameplay in the Persona series, and it's definitely still fun, but does get kinda boring after a while. The Abyss of Time is a cool concept, but the areas repeat and it gets old pretty quickly. Anytime we would die and have to go back, I dreaded having to retread the floors again, which is partially why it took me longer than expected to beat the game. The base game has a lot of other things you can do aside from Tartarus, which makes it easier to get through since it's not the only thing you can do. On top of that, the main game has a lot more stuff going on in the story, whereas in the DLC you get a single scene at the end of each door. There are the hangout events, which, while neat, aren't vital to the story, and don't have the same impact as something like a social link. That's my main complaint about the DLC. The gameplay offers just more of the same. Sure, we have Madness now, and Aigis has a different style, being able to shoot shadows instead of just being able to attack them regularly. This is a pretty big complaint when it comes to DLC, since it is $30, which a lot of people have criticized for being too expensive for this DLC. At first I was fine with the price, since the DLC had 30 hours of content, but not all that content is worth the money. Though I should clarify, I have Game Pass, so I was able to play the DLC for free in big quotation marks there, so I'm not going to say you should think one way or the other about the price. I still would have bought the DLC even if it wasn't included in Game Pass since I love Persona 3 and was interested in playing it. That being said, I'm in a financial situation where I'm able to buy this DLC. This isn't the same for everyone, and I understand if you don't want to buy the DLC for that price. If you are a Persona 3 fan and you do really enjoy the gameplay of Reload, then I'd fully recommend this DLC to you. Though if you are, then you probably don't need my recommendation anyway. I do fully enjoy the story though, but you only get small pieces of the story after going through each door. It does definitely pick up near the end though, where you learn more about what's going on and have to fight the rest of your teammates, which is a cool way to end the DLC, whilst also showing how each character has processed Makoto's death. I especially like Akiko and Ken's perspectives. They both understand that the past has shaped who they are today. They both lost loved ones, and of course Shinjo's death impacted them both the most, and is what really shaped their arcs in the main game. And I find the final boss to be a pretty cool concept. The yearning for death being manifested into this monster works with Aigis having to confront how she felt that way due to her grief. Now, wrapping everything up, the reveal that Metis is the manifestation of Aigis' repressed emotions is a really good twist. It makes sense as to why Aigis has been more cold for a lot of the story, whilst Metis is very emotional. I kind of wish Metis could have stayed around since I really like her and her dynamic with Aigis, but if Persona 3 has taught me anything, it's that nothing built can last forever. Every legend, no matter how great, fades with time. Wait, no, I'm currently being told that's Minecraft story mode. My bad. The ending to the DLC is bittersweet, but in a very different way from how the main game's ending is bittersweet. The main game's ending is more emotional and makes me cry like a dumb, stupid, ugly baby. Whereas episode Aigis' ending makes me emotional, but I don't cry. I feel more content in a weird way. I'm glad these characters I care so much about get to move on with their lives and just get to be happy, which is amplified through the song Brand New Days, since they're literally and figuratively moving on to brand new days, in a sense that they've accepted what has happened, and are able to move forward despite that. So yeah, this ending is kinda perfect in its own way. I did kind of hate how they baited Aigis' death, and it just turned out she was just very eepy. I didn't know she wasn't gonna die because she's in Persona 4 Arena, but it still made me worry like a dumb, stupid, ugly baby. So even though I have a few issues with the DLC, overall I found it to be a wonderful experience. I give it a solid 9 out of 10.
Hey, so... if you're gonna live in the dorms next year, do you wanna be roommates?
Huh? Yeah, let's do it!
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Hey. Thanks for watching. I know this video's a bit shorter than my other ones, a lot shorter even, but I just wanted to put something out. And I wanted to talk about episode Aigis, since it was a fun experience to play, and my last video was about Persona 3 anyway, so... Also thanks for 2,000 views on the Danganronpa video. I am planning to make a sort of follow-up to that. I'm not sure how long that will take though. I do have some other stuff I want to work on. Also thanks for 4,000 views on the One Piece AMV. All my AMVs are on another channel now where I post AMVs and other stupid shit. Here's a clip from the latest video, yeah.
Woman.
But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want. Hoping to get more stuff out. Like I said before, Danganronpa. I do want to kind of make a video on Jujutsu Kaisen now that that's ended. And also Kagurabachi, that's it's kind of exploding right now. But we'll see. I hope I don't disappear mysteriously. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I don't know, do whatever you want. I can't tell you what to do.